is not here. This is a recording of our class. So you can't see the comments. You're just going to be able to see the board. So let's do number 19. We can't skip the homework. So we're going to do number 19. And I can't believe you guys got these. So you're going to make two sets of parentheses. And 19 shouldn't be too hard because there's not a lot of combinations. Like there's only 3y and 1y that can go here. All right, because it's a prime number, so there's only two. Now, for the 20, we're going to get, you could have 1 and 20, you could have 2 and 10, you could have 4 and 5, and is that it? I think that's it. So it is a process, like Katora was saying. You start guessing at what you want to put in. So say, I have some tricks I have to teach you too. You guys rushed ahead. So, if I put 4 and 5 here, so you take a guess. Say we're going to guess at those two. So we're going to put 4 and 5 in here. Oh, you guys don't even know if you got the answers right. I'm going to send you all the answers at the end here. All right, so you put 4 and 5 in. You check, the way you see if these are right, you check your outer, and we get 4y. If the last sign is positive, it means that these two are going to be negative, like that, because this one's negative. So you check your outer, and you get negative 4y. You check your inner, and you get negative 15y. And if you add those together, you get negative 19y. And that is not the same as this, so you know that this is wrong. So it's not 4 and 5. So you try it again, and you put in 2. I'm just going to erase until I get back to where I was. We're going to put in 2 and 10. And you have to rearrange these till you get them right. So I'm just going to try 2x and 10x minus minus. If I do the outer, we get negative 2xy. And the inner is negative, how come this isn't working? Help me, please. Okay. I put them in the wrong place. So if we do the outer, it's negative 2, the inner is negative 30, and that's not going to work. So let's switch them around. So here we go. I'm going to switch them around again. One more switcheroo. So this time I'm going to put the 10x here and the 1x here. You check your outer. This works. So you get negative 10xy. Your inner is negative 3xy. Still didn't work. Okay, I didn't write something down. Sorry. 10x minus 3y, 2x. This should have been a 2x. And so we're going to get minus 6. And so we're going to get negative 16xy. Now I wish you guys could talk to me because this would be a lot easier. But did you get, is there any of these the whole way up that you didn't get? I know Karis missed 2 of them, but she doesn't remember which ones they are. Can someone pick another one? I just want to show you a little trick. Anybody? Anybody? Okay, 5. All right, the trick is not in this one. Okay, so you make 2 sets of parentheses. This one is prime, so the only numbers is 5 times 1. So I'm going to put 5x and 1x here. Boy, your mom is good, Erin. Tell her that. To get these problems, maybe she likes factoring. A lot of people love factoring. All right, so when we're dealing with the 56, we come up with all the combinations of 56. So the most famous one is 7 times 8. I usually try the most famous ones first, and then if they don't work, then she asked to do the evens. Wow. See? Yeah. I knew moms like this. All right, so 7 and 8. So the first thing you do is you put the ones that are obvious, and then you put you just put the 7 and 8. Now the last sign is negative, which means one is going to be positive and one is going to be negative, but we don't know which ones so far. So we do the outer, and we're going to get 40x. And the inner is 7x. And you can see if we subtracted 7 from 40, we would get 33. So the 7 has to be negative and the 8 has to be positive. and that's how you do that one. Let's look at one. I'm going to pick one random one, then we're going to move on to our new stuff because I know Karis is really anxious to get this over with. Let's look at, like, say, let's look at number 11. I'm surprised you guys got all these. So let's do this a little bit. Let's break these down. Oh, well, you have to subtract sometimes. If the last sign is negative, you have to have different signs, so you're going to be subtracting. Oh boy, Karis, we better get you an answer key. Okay, let's look at number 11. So I'm going to go with Miss Captain Obvious for this one, 7 times 10. I tend to go with the obvious ones instead of like, you could have done 2 times 35 or something like that. Sometimes you have to reduce yourself to that. But I'm going to do 7 and 10, 7x, and I'm going to show you the trick here, so pay attention, all you people that are watching this on YouTube as well. You look at the last sign, and it's positive, and that means both signs are going to be the same. What are they going to be the same as? They're both going to be negative, so I'm going to put a negative and a negative. If we look at some of these other, yeah, this one did take ages. Like if we look at this one, the last sign is negative, so one's going to be negative, one's going to be positive. If we look at like all of these, you can look at the signs. This is positive, so they're going to be the same. They're both going to be negative. You have to figure that out. That's important. Okay, now to help you with steps, like I'm just going to pick a combination like 2 times 9 because that's our obvious guy. It might not be the right answer, but I'm going to go with it. Actually, it does turn out to be the right answer. All right, you could have also had 3 times 6. And you could have 1 times 18. So there's not tons of combinations. 70, there would be a lot of combinations. All right, now, here's the deal. I'm going to pick this. I'm going to pick this one. I cannot put the 2 here. You can never put multiples of each other in parentheses. If I had a 14, I could not put it here because 7 goes into 14. 2 goes into both of these. You never have multiples in the same set of parentheses. That helps eliminate some of your choices in a big way. So we would put a 2 here and our 9 here because there's nothing you can take out of 2 and 7, and there's nothing that you can take out of 10 and 9. So you check your outer. So you're going to get negative 63x, and your inner is negative 20. This is xy. And this is going to be negative 20xy, and so you're going to get negative 83xy. So it really matters. Knowing that you can't put multiples in helps eliminate a lot of choices. Try that when there's going to be more of these to try. Some of you did all the worksheets already, so yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But there's some absent people, so they might not have done all the worksheets. Okay, any other questions on this? I know I told you the trick before, but who knows if you remember. Anybody else have any questions on any of these? Okay, I'm going to send you the answer key to all of these so you can check them. I just didn't want you to have the answer key to look too quickly because that would take all the fun out of it because you'd be really tempted just to look. But these take a lot of work. They just take a lot of, it's like a big puzzle. That's why your mom likes it, Erin. All right, let's go to our new material. How about that? It's already there. I love this. Okay. Now, these are called sum or differences of cubes. So, Erin and Katora, did you already do this? You did these? Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy. Okay, I only did one. Okay, good. Okay, Erin, did your mom know how to do these? All right. Waiting to see what Erin says about his mom. I'm not answering that, Karis. You did all these on your own? You didn't know how to do these. These are new. All right, these are called sum and differences of cubes. So, this is the formula. You have to have a formula for this one. If you have a perfect cube plus another perfect cube, or if you have a perfect cube minus another perfect cube. There's a formula. Now we've done them where we have differences of two squares, like where we have x squared minus y squared, and we would do x plus y times x minus y. Remember those? These are called difference of two squares. These have to be perfect squares. Like you did a whole worksheet on these. So you have 4x squared plus 9y squared. So you'd just say 2x plus 3y, 2x minus 3y. These are both perfect squares. Whoops, this should have been minus. Ah, that was bad. You can only do a difference of two squares. You can't do a sum of two squares. But on the other hand, when you come down to the cubes, you can do sum and differences. So here's the formula, and you have to know this formula. You have to memorize it, as a matter of fact. So when you're doing this worksheet, try to memorize the formula by the time you get to the end of it. And this is how it works. It's u plus v times the quantity u squared plus uv plus, whoops, I messed up. This has to be a minus. U squared minus uv plus v squared. And with the minus, this sign goes with this sign, like that. So it's going to be u minus v, and then it's going to be u squared plus uv. The last one's always plus v squared. Okay, this is the formula. Now you're saying, yeah, how do I apply this formula? So let's hit a couple evens, and if you already did this, then you don't have to do it, but if you didn't do this, then you have to do it. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to figure out what the u and v are of each of these. The u is just the cube root of the first one. So a cube root means what times what times what gives me the term. So can someone tell me what times what times what gives me 8? 2, right. 2 times 2 times 2 gives you 8. And then what times what gives you x cubed, and that's just going to be x. That's your u. These are actually very simple, but you have to know the formula or else you can't even do them. Then to figure out the v, you go to your second term. What times what gives you 1? Yeah. Okay. So you just fill them in. You say, this is the minus one, so we're going to use this right here. So we're going to say u minus v. Whoops, I didn't do that right. Duh. I'm really being dumb today. Okay, so u is 2x minus v is 1, equals u squared, which is 4x squared. Because this is u, if I squared this, I'm going to get 4x squared. Then I'm going to do plus uv, so it's going to be plus 2x, and then it's going to be v squared, so it's going to be plus 1, and that's it. Yeah, I figured you might have, Aaron, because you didn't know how to do these. And that's the answer. You just find your u and v and pick the formula and put them in. So let's try something more unique. Let's try number 8. So what times what gives you 64? All right, good, Karis, you're quick. 4a. And what times what gives you 27? All right, 3. 3 times 3 times 3 gives you 27. Katora, did you do this worksheet? Did you do this worksheet, Katora? Oh, okay. All right. Nice. All right. So figure out your u and v. Figure out which equation to put it in. So we're going to put it into the second one up here. So we're going to use this one. There we go. And Aaron got them all wrong, so he has to do them over again. All right. So let's just do these. So we go up to our formula, and it says u, so here's u, so it's 4a, minus v is 3. So, Karis, I'm trying to find, see this formula up here? And I'm trying to see what V equals to put it in your formula. Oh my goodness, did I lose you all? Okay, you need to figure out U and V, and then you put them into this formula up here. I'm just making a big mess out of this board. U is the cube root of the first term. V is the cube root of the second term. I need your voices. Okay, so once you find U and V, then you just plug them into this orange check-marked equation. So, because it's negative here, it's negative, you have to pick the negative equation. So, the negative equation says U minus V, so it's 4A minus 3. Then it's U squared, so it's going to be 4A times 4A is 16A squared. Then it's plus, then it's going to be U times V. That's right there, U times V, which would be 4A times 3 is 12A. And then it's going to be V squared, which is 9. And then it's factored. Yay! These are so easy. Because there's not like when you're factoring binomials or trinomials with coefficients, there's like a big puzzle. These are pretty easy. Let's go and do one more, and then I'm going to move on so that we're not here the rest of our lives. Oh boy, let's try, we're going to do an even. I'm looking for one with a little bit of spunk to it. Let's try 16. Hopefully we'll spunk into this one. All right, so 64 minus 12, a to the 12th. So what times what times what gives me 64? Write down your U and V. 4. Here's the tricky part, everybody. What times what times what gives you a to the 12th? Huh? Come on, take a guess. It's going to be a to the something, right? A to the 3rd. No. Good try though, Kara. So what times what times what? So Kara says a to the 3rd. So we get a to the 3rd times a to the 3rd times a to the 3rd gives us a to the 9th. So that's not a to the 12th. Anyone else want to try? Yes, let's try this one. A to the 4th times a to the 4th times a to the 4th gives us a to the 12th. Yay, ding, 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 ding. Okay, so this is going to be a to the 4th. So you get your U and your V. So we need our equation. It's U minus V. Of course, I have this memorized because I learned this when I was your age. Plus UV plus V squared. So memorize that. All right, now we fill it in. U is 4. Because I'm just looking right here. There's U, it's 4. Minus V. Well, V is a to the 4th. Then we take U squared is 16. We multiply U and V together. So we get plus 4a to the 4th. And then we simply square the last one. A to the 4th times a to the 4th is a to the 8th. Now, you think you're done, don't you? Yep. You're rejoicing, you're high-fiving yourself. Okay, this guy right here is a difference of 2 squares. Check that out. So that's going to be 2 minus a squared times 2 plus a squared times 16 plus 4a to the 4th plus a to the 8th. And then you're done. Huh? Yep. We have some fun things to do. All right, do you see that? Sometimes you have to look at your answers and see if you have to keep going. Yeah, these get more fun. Do you guys understand this page, this worksheet? This is really our last thing we have to learn to do. Karis, you don't get it. Okay, let's try one more, and then we're moving on. Okay, let's try this guy, number 10. What times what times what gives you 343? That's where your calculator comes in handy. Start punching in numbers. Like just do 5 times 5 times 5, which would be 125. 13 times 13 times 13? Did you put in your calculator, Karis? I don't really know what it is, guys. Let me try. I have my calculator here. 12 times 12 times 12 is 1728. That's way too big. So let's go down to 7 times 7 times 7 is 343. So 7 times 7 times 7 is 343. It's actually 7, Karis. All right, so U is going to be 7x. What's V going to be? Come on, easy. Interact. Oh, perfect. Okay, here we go. All right, we just plug and chug. These are easy. So let's do the plus one. It's U plus V is U squared minus UV plus V squared. Now, if it starts out a plus, the first one's a plus. And then the second one's opposite of whatever it starts at, and the last one's always a plus. So 7x plus 1, 49x squared minus 7x plus 1. All right, you got that? We're just plugging in U times V gives you this. 1 squared gives you this. And ta-da! Okay, Karis, what are you saying about that? You can't hear me? Can anyone else not hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, Karis, I think it might be you. Okay, now I can hear you. Okay, well maybe I stopped talking. All right, let's go to another worksheet. Okay, next worksheet. That's the last new thing. Now we're going to put them all together and have a nice organized mess. All right, here we go. This is the next worksheet. Yeah. Woohoo. Okay. All right, we're going to have a little bit of fun here. All right, these say, okay, you've done worksheets where it says these are perfect square trinomials. These are a difference of 2 squares. These are a sum and difference of 2 cubes. These are factor trinomials. They're going to throw these guys all together and you have to figure out which one to do. Now, you can go with factoring as I hate factoring, this is terrible, or you can say I love factoring. These are so easy, I don't have to do my Saxon math. I get to do factoring. So most people choose to enjoy factoring because it's so different and it's kind of like a puzzle. All right. Anyway, we're going to work down through some of these evens. I think I'll do every other even problem. And then you're going to do the odds. I'm going to send you the answers and you have to not cheat. That's the whole thing when I give you answers. All right, let's start with number 2. What do you think we have to do first to number 2? Okay, that's good, Aaron. Well, maybe your mom will rub off on you and you can enjoy it. Okay, can someone tell me what to do with number 2? Just a thought would be helpful. Any thoughts? Who just talked? Katora. Oh, what'd you say, Karis? We did this worksheet? Okay, Karis, I don't know what you're talking about. We never did this worksheet. All right. So, okay, look for something common. So we're going to take out, there's an A in both of these terms, and there's an N. So I'm going to take out an A-N. Right, Aaron? So if I take out an A-N, what do I have left? You need to have 2 spots. When you take something out, you still need to have 2 spots. So what would go in the first spot? A 1. And in the next spot, you're going to have an A squared, N squared. Okay, remember I said these combine everything that you ever learned. Do we stop there? And of course, you're going to say no. Okay, so we leave our an out here. And this is, what's this called inside? What's this called? What kind of problem is this? Think, what's it called? I mean, your temptation is going to be to stop there, but it's called a difference of two squares. So we're going to have 1 minus an and 1 plus an. Aren't these going to be fun? Some of them you just keep going and going and going. Yeah. So always look after, the first thing you want to do is always take out the common monomial. So 1, look for common factor. You have to do that first. And then after you take out the common factor, you want to see what else you can do. So I'm going to do every other even problem. So we did 2, we'll skip 4. I mean, this pi looks scary, but it's not bad. You just take the pi out. Okay, let's go to 6. I'm going to take out a 2. It looks like that's all we can take out. So we're going to get b to the 4th minus 16x to the 4th. That is a sick 2. How'd that 2 turn into that? Okay, and now we have a difference of 2 squares. So we're going to leave the 2 out there. We're going to have b squared minus 4x squared times b squared plus 4x squared, because it's a difference of 2 squares. And if you look again, I'm going to go quickly and just do these. This is going to be b minus 2x, b plus 2x times b squared plus 4x squared. Do you want to come downstairs, Karis, and just sit with me? Something's wrong with your headphones, Karis, because when you were talking it was all scratchy. So your headphones, just wiggle them around when you can't hear me. Okay, can everyone see how this is a difference of 2 squares? This is called a difference of 2 squares because b squared is, b to the 4th is a perfect square and 16x to the 4th is a perfect square. Okay, could be your internet because you're way away from the router. All right, so always look, take out the common monomial factor and then look to see what else you can do. So we're going to skip 8, we're going to go down to 10. All right, 10. We have to take out what's common. Now let's see if 3 is common in all these, because I'm going to take 126 and I'm going to divide it by 3 and it is 42. So when we go to 10, we can take out a 3 and a c, right, Aaron? Okay, so we're going to end up with d squared minus d minus 42. And then we keep on going. This is just our plain old, easy to factor trinomial. So we're going to get d minus 7, d plus 6. And that's the end of that story. Look at your factors, make sure you can't go any further. So 10, 12, let's go to 14. 14, you're just going to take out a 4, so you're going to get c squared minus 6c minus 16. And then you just keep going. Is everyone good with this? C minus, let's see, 8 and 2. 8c plus 2. And we're going to skip 16. Let's go down to 18. Actually, let's see. Oh, let's do 16. 18 looks like reasonable, but 16 looks trouble. So you're going to take out a 7. So you're going to get x cubed plus y cubed. And you can see that this is a sum of 2 cubes. So you have to say u equals x, remember these, and v equals y. And then you just put in your formula. So it's going to be x plus y times x squared minus xy plus y squared. And it's going to be the same for 17. You're going to take a 2 out, so you're going to get 8n cubed minus 1. And this is going to be a difference of 2 cubes. 2 cubes. That was extreme, right? Okay. Okay. I'm not done yet, and I'll tell you how many worksheets when we're done. All right. It's not going to be too bad. You can do them all in one day if you want. Okay, so you're going to do the odds for that one. So far we have 2 worksheets. So let's go to the next one. All right, let's see what the directions are on this. All of them in 2 days? Yeah, I'm trying to take it easy on you for December. Okay, this is the same thing. It says factor the following expressions completely. Just the main thing is you want to make sure you take out your common monomial factor. So like on this one, you're going to take a 2 out before you start. 2r squared plus 5r plus 3, and then you're going to keep factoring it. So you have 2r plus something r, and it's going to be a 3. Does this one work? And a 1. And so we're going to get 2 and 3 gives you 5. So that's how it works. So you're going to work those down. I'm just going to pick the more difficult ones. I'm going to try to not make the class go past 12:30 at the latest. All right, so let's sneak down here through until we hit, let's say, I'm thinking number 10 looks pretty bad, right? Does that look bad? Is there anything you can take out of this one? Anyone see anything that comes out? 11, right. So we can take out 11x from that one, and we're going to get 4x squared minus 33 y squared. Is that true? Oh, what am I thinking? Thank you, Aaron. I was like, something's wrong with that picture. Okay, now you have a difference of 2 perfect squares. So you leave the 11x out and you say 2x minus 3y, 2x plus 3y. And that's that. All right, so that's not too bad. Let's check out, I think 16 looks problematic. So here we go. What kind of problem is this? Can someone tell me? 16, what is it? Take a guess. Is it a difference of 2 squares? Is it a difference of 2 cubes? Okay, it's both. You can do it either way, okay? What times what gives you x to the 6th? Isn't it true that x cubed times x cubed gives you x to the 6th? And y cubed times y cubed gives you y to the 6th. So it is a difference of 2 perfect squares. It's also a difference of 2 cubes because you could say x squared times x squared times x squared gives you x to the 6th, and y squared times y squared times y squared gives you y to the 6th. So you can factor it either way. I prefer the difference of 2 squares because I think it's a little bit easier. You guys tracking? So if it's a difference of 2 squares, we say x cubed plus y cubed times x cubed minus y cubed. Now here's where it gets hard. What do we have left? We have left, I'll just answer for you, a sum of 2 cubes and a difference of 2 cubes. So we have to, whoops, hold on, pulled my headphone out. So we have to keep going on this one. Yeah, so this is the u plus v thing, so it's going to be x plus y times x squared minus xy plus y squared. And then we're going to do this one. So it's going to be u minus v, so it's going to be x minus y times x squared plus xy plus y squared. Yep, I just even went up a hill there. All right, that looked fun. All right, we have a couple more. We have to do some grouping problems yet. So hopefully you get the difference in sum of 2 cubes. I probably will send a video because I have one on that in case you want to watch that. All right, next part is grouping. Do you see how we have 4 terms? Yep, 4. So you're going to take your first 2, you're going to group them. Your second 2, you're going to group them. You're going to take out what's common in the first 2, which would be a 2x. and you're left with an a plus b. You take out what's common in the second one, which is a 2y, and you have an a plus b. Remember, we did these last year, I think. These tend to be fun. So now we have two terms. This and this is common. So we're going to take out the a plus b, and we're left with, if we take those out, we're left with a 2x plus 2y. Ta-da! This is called factoring by grouping. They do get harder, of course, but that's how they start. And if we go to 20, check out 20. This is common, right? This is in this term. We only have two terms. This is a term, and this is a term. And what's common is the x squared minus 9. So you get x squared minus 9, and you're left with x squared minus 16. So we took this out, and we're left with x squared minus 16. Is there anything else we can do with these? Anybody? Can we do anything? Yep, because this is a difference of two squares. I'm trying to get your terminology down. So we would say x plus 3, x minus 3, x plus 4, x minus 4. So on these you don't want to stop. You just want to keep factoring. Karis, if you can't hear me, you just watch what I do. And let's do one more, and then we have one more work. Maybe, yeah, we have one more worksheet, I think. We take a 5 out of this, so we're going to get a plus b. Now here's the tricky part. Everyone pay attention. See how it's a negative and negative? We're going to take out a negative b, and we're going to get a. It's not even going to work. This should be 2b. It's going to be a plus 2b. And that changes. When you take out the negative, it's going to change this to positive. If these two guys don't line up, then you have a problem. You did something wrong. So you're going to get a plus 2b times 5 minus b. Karis, if you can't hear me, wiggle your headphones and then just watch what I'm writing. All right, that's that. Let's go to the next worksheet. We're worksheet heavy here. All right, looks like we have two more worksheets. Nope, is that one? All right, oops, there we go. This is the last worksheet. All right, this is everything is all mixed together. This is the last one we're going to do in class. And this is the last one you have to do for homework. I won't go through all the problems, but I'm going to do the ones that look like they're hard. So let's start with number 2. Why don't you guys try number 2 and see if you can get it? Go. Wow. You guys, you just want to watch me do math, don't you? All right, so this is a grouping problem because we have 4. So we take the first 2. Now it doesn't always work for the first 2. These are hard. These problems are advanced. So I'm going to look what's common. Well, I'm seeing there's an x squared I can take out, and I can take out a y. So I'm going to be left with a 2x, and I'm going to be left with a minus 1. Okay, next group. We already have problems I can see. So I'm going to take out an x, xy squared. And we're going to get 5. Whoops, we're going to get 1. Duh. And we're going to get, let's see. I'm trying to read the notes and do this at the same time. So if we're going to be left with 5 plus y. All right, things just didn't work out very well for us here because that's what we ended up with. So if this happens, I told you these were more advanced, this didn't work, did it? Because the reason why this and this didn't end up together. So if that happens, you need to rearrange your problems a little bit. I don't think actually this one, it doesn't work like that. It's not going to work. So what we're going to do is just going to look for something common for the whole thing. Even though I told you if it's 4, you're going to group. If you group it and these two are not the same, it doesn't factor by grouping. So we're just going to look for what's common with everybody. It looks like an xy. So we're just going to take an xy out. So we get 2x squared minus x plus 5y plus y squared. And that's your final answer. All right, sorry to make that more complicated than it is. Okay, 4 is a difference of 2 squares. 6 is a sum of 2 cubes. You would do this, u equals x, v equals 2, and then do that formula. 8 is a difference of 2 squares, so it's going to be b squared minus 9, b squared plus 9, and this is going to be a difference of 2 squares. We can't factor sums of 2 squares, so it's going to be b minus 3, b plus 3, b squared plus 9. All right. 10 is just your normal factoring problem, but you're going to have to take an r out first. So you're going to get r squared plus 3r minus 54. And then you figure that out from there. 12, do the same thing, take out a 2t. 14 is just one of these kind with a lot of thinking. 16 is, let's try grouping. So we're going to take out a 7, so we're going to get 3 minus t. Take out a negative r, and we're actually going to get 3 minus t. I rearranged a little bit to make it work, and so you're going to get 7 minus r times 3 minus t. Now, when I took out the negative r, what I got was negative 3 plus t, and I rearranged it right there. 18 looks like a nightmare. That's all I have to say about that. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with that guy. It looks like we have 2 problems stuck together in this one. Yeah, I'm going to skip that one. 20, you're going to take out a kr. 22, you're just going to take out the factors. So the main thing with these is you want to just keep looking. Is this a new worksheet? What do you mean is it a new worksheet? It's practice. It was on your packet that I sent you. So is there any kind of problem that you want me to go over on this worksheet? Oh, did I not go the whole way down? I didn't go the whole way down. 22, look for something common, then just factor it. This 23, you're going to group it just for your sense. Let's do 24. Okay, 23. You want to see how this one works? I'll just do this one for you. So I'm going to take out a 4a. So we're going to get with a plus 4b, or 3b. This one could be a little challenging. Do you notice there's nothing you can take out of here? Yeah, I'm noticing that. All right, don't be discouraged, or be a little discouraged. We have to rearrange them before we can even group them together. Yeah, I mean, these are going to be a little hard. So I'm going to group them. I think what I'm going to do, this C is really throwing us off because there's no other C's. So that's not going to be helpful. Yeah, I'm not sure how you do this one. That's real encouraging to you, isn't it? Yeah, that C shouldn't be in there. Huh. We'll have to look at the answers and get back on this one. Let's see. Oh, I know how to do this one. Okay, so we're going to actually group it like this. And I know this is hard. 2a plus 3b, quantity squared, minus 25c squared. You're not going to see these very often. This is now a difference of 2 squares. So it's kind of like a squared minus 25c squared. You would go a plus 5c, a minus 5c. But a is all this junk. right here. I might be going over your head right now, but I'm just going to keep going. So instead of putting A here and A here, we're going to put a 2A plus 3B plus 5C, 2A plus 3B minus 5C. Yikes, that was a little hard. This one's probably the same thing in a different way. Your mom did that? Tell her she gets 5 extra bonus points. She's a professional factorer. Very good. All right, tell her that. All right, one more problem and then we're going to be done. All right, and then you're going to do, I'll go back and tell you which worksheets you need to do, and I'll send you the answers. Boy, I hate to send the answers to your mom. It might really disappoint her. All right, so here we go. Okay, this is a difference of two squares. So we get 9x squared minus 4 times 9x squared plus 4. We can't factor this one any further because it's a sum of two squares, not a difference. And this one's going to be 3x plus 2, 3x minus 2, and it's going to be times 9x squared plus 4. All right, homework's really easy this week because it's your last week before Christmas, but you will have, when you come to class in the new year, there's going to be a quiz, which is going to be one of these worksheets that you did not do. So if you want to do a worksheet that I don't assign you, it's going to be one of those and you have to work it. All right, so your homework is worksheet, let me just go to the top, this one, Factor Completely. I don't have what it is. All right, it's the next one in the packet. Then we're going to do this one, which is this one, which is the next one in the packet. Well, then you're done, Erin. And then the next one is this one that says practice on it. And then the last one is the one that says, whoops, did I miss one? Oh, and this one, sum and difference of cubes. You can do them in one day. You can do one a day. You can do a half a day. Just get it all done by the time you come to class in January. Okay, and I will send you the answers, but you can't look at the answers to help you because it won't help you. Not until you tried them. All right, any other questions? And as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to send you the answers. All right, well, have a great Christmas. Get your math done. Why don't you just get your math done tomorrow and you'll be done. Wait, what? Go ahead, Erin. Erin. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. Okay, Erin, I waited so long that they all checked out. Okay. All right, Erin, I waited long enough. Okay. All right, you can text me or email me any questions that you have. All right, closing it down. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'll be there at 1. The sound did not work like at all.